Hi, welcome to the Seikatsu channel, and my name is Mike, or Mikael in Swedish, as I am Swedish and in Sweden. And this time I'm just going to wing it a little bit and talk about a book. So this is the book review in the series of book reviews I'm making. This time I'm going to talk about a little bit about this book, Ignite the Fire by Jonathan Goodman. Now, what is this book? This book is a book by a personal trainer for us working as personal trainers. Now, when I started out in this business quite a few years ago now, I had good theoretical knowledge of what to do as a trainer. How do I take care of my clients? How do I train them? But the emphasis here is on theoretical knowledge. I didn't have any practical knowledge. I didn't know how to make it in the business. I didn't know what I could expect outside of what I've been taught in school by working with other pretty fit people. There was nothing or not much about how to survive in this business. So that's when I started looking for other information on this. Obviously Googled a lot, looked for books, but there are not a lot of books about this. One or two, and this is one of them. And I bought this and I read it, and it's been of great use to me in the business. As it says on the back cover of this book, personal trainers are now expected to be salespeople, psychologists, nutritionists, post-rehabilitation specialists, and motivational speakers. And in my personal experience, that is all true. This book aims to help me get better in all these areas. And to do this, it's divided into 3 parts. And I will quote again. Section 1, planning for success. Section 2, working as a personal trainer. And section 3, growing your personal training business. Now in this section, it takes the reader through what it aims to do according to the back cover then, with chapters like finding work as a trainer, the art of selling, because you have to sell yourself as a trainer obviously, developing client relationships, which I think is maybe the most important thing you have to do when you're starting out, so they will continue to work with you. Keeping clients inspired and even actually making more money as a trainer. That latter part is really important, because as a trainer you're selling your time. It's not the really high income business. You can't charge too much per hour. So if you're going to make it in this business, if you want to do this as a living, you should try to look for something that makes you money while you're not spending time on it. Passive income, as it is also called. And this book covers this a bit as well. What I like about this book, it's that it's based on the personal experience of the author Jonathan Goodman. It's not saying how things ought to be, it tells you how it is. So as an example, if you had good training, education as a personal trainer or any other kind of physical trainer, you will know a lot about the periodization. You know, when you plan your training regimen for your clients, very detailed usually. That's good in theory. But when you get out into the real world and you engage with real world clients, that will very rarely work, because they have their ordinary lives, they have their work, they have their kids, they will get sick, something will happen, their priorities change. And that detailed periodization will more than likely fail for your regular client. Now, there's exceptions, of course. I've trained many clients now, and I've had a few who have been successful with detailed periodization, but that takes so much from them, so much commitment, that it's not really common, it's not usual. Unless you're training the elite, of course, then that's a different story. This is something that Jonathan points out in the book, and I find this to be one of the gems in the book. This book came out in 2014, so it's a couple of years old now, but it doesn't really age. The truths from the business in 2014 are actually the same in 2022 when I'm recording this video. I mean, we're talking about books, why not have coffee at the same time? That coffee is a really good substance. It does a lot of good for you, it's not dangerous. So, who is this book for? This book is for the new or relatively inexperienced personal trainer just starting out in the business and who wants to understand how to make a living out of it. Who is this book not for? Well, If you're looking for theoretical knowledge, if you're looking for details on anatomy, or if you want to know how to do things in the business like periodization or finding correct exercises for something, this book is obviously then not for you. So to summarize, this is a pretty brief book, quite easy to read, and the kind that there are not many of. If you're serious about the personal training business and want to make a living out of it, there are a lot of tips and tricks here you can learn a lot from, and you can put them into practice quite easily. Now, it is a bit geared towards the American market, so some of the figures here are probably not relevant in other places, but that's a really small problem with this book, and it will not significantly impact how we can use this book. I give this book 3.5 out of 5 dumbbells.